Hey, this is Dougie Fresh in the flesh, here to give you my best to the last breath. Yes, sizzling and delivering with zeal and zest to help you on your quest, becoming your best, and to keep you in check. Yo, I'm talking about the 8 great lessons I learned at non-jobs in Tampa Bay in October. What an incredible, outstanding, opportunistic experience that was for me and for many others. Right, these 8 great, not so much lessons, maybe they're insights, because some I knew already, but it just hit me on a deeper level. Or some, I just learned about, and I got to take action on the future. Some are things I'm immediately implementing in my life now, and some are just big, important highlights from that weekend. Some are small, little takeaways that, we could think about. Okay, so powerful stuff. Before I dive into it, I just want to say it was an incredible experience. Thank you to everybody involved. Elliot Hulse, Matt Gallant, Dave Rule, Gina, Yaya, Luke, Brandon Carter. Everybody contributed so greatly to it. And, Kim, who put it on. And the friends I made there, I'll talk later about. Just an incredible experiences I had. Phenomenal relationships built. New learnings obtained, and I contributed in some way, which kind of like, wow, I have a lot to give. A lot of people can benefit from what I have to say. I asked this one lady, Carly, my friend, what was your highest high? What was your lowest low? I then went into, and she opened up to me, and I opened up to her. We connected. She ended up asking that question about 12 others Friday night outside the hotel, and it was just an awesome, abundant experience of emotions letting loose, kindred spirits connecting. I was blessed and happy to be the stone to throw that in the pond and let that ripple effect happen. So I'm just blessed to have gone there and inspire some people and learn more about myself. I got some feedback about myself. Other people sure got feedback for yourself, so think about that. Think about, how are you inspiring people? Before I get into it, how are you inspiring people? If you weren't there, and even if you were there, everyone, if you were there, how are you inspiring people? And if you didn't get to make it to non-jobs, highly recommend you go. Next opportunity you get. How are you inspiring people on a day-to-day basis? Because it's so fulfilling. And I'm going to talk about how the speakers there inspired me, and what I learned from them, and what I'm going to do about it, what I'm doing already about it. So the first one, Matt Gallant. 4 T's. 4 T's. Time out. And those T's are tremendous tools to use throughout your non-job journey of entrepreneurialism and marketing, and turning your passion into profits, right? And I haven't implemented these yet too much. I've been tracking my finances, but this is something I'm going to implement and need to be aware of down the road when I make the first product, when I'm making more of an impact and really getting the ball rolling for myself. But for you, when are you going to start implementing this? And it's a lesson to implement as soon as possible. That's tracking and targeting. Okay, tracking what's going on, how you're doing. You can do this in any area of your life, right? Nutrition, fitness, emotions, gratitude, but with your business, right? With your ads and everything incorporated, involved, you want to track it. Okay, target. Who do you want to target? What audience? What age group? What geographical location? What interests? How much money are they making? How much have they experienced and been in what you're trying to teach them already? There's just tons of stuff of what you can track. Next is testing and traffic. So I say traffic would be first. Look at the traffic, track it, and ultimately track it, and then you want to test it. How's it doing? How's it working out? What's working, what's not? Then adjusting, being adaptable. So that's huge. Okay, how are you testing, tracking, targeting, and trying, really? It's the difference between try and triumph is that little bit of oomph. So put your oomph into that and all the key points I'm going to go into. Next was annotations. It was a simple little message. Elliot mentioned it. Matt mentioned it. Annotations, I've already took massive action on that. If you look at my YouTube videos, if you look at this one right here, there's going to be annotations here, and I'm starting to do it. It's so easy. I learned how to do it, and it's simple. So I feel like a wizard. I feel like a magician putting annotations in. In fact, if you haven't seen my Grow Stronger experience video, is the other one I did, check that out, where I talk about my 7 lessons. I'll put a link to that right here. I just feel like doing it. Bam! It's cool. So you can do it too with your videos. And you know, if you're not doing videos with writing, there's techniques and tools for everything. See how you can optimize it and get it on your side and use it for you, so you can better serve, so you just have more fun and just really upgrade what you're already doing. So annotations and iCards and things like that. Next, call to action. Elliot talks about this. There's going to be a call to action at the end of this video and most of the videos I do. So it's just something that needs to be done, whether it's telling you to comment below, whether it's telling you to share it, whether it's telling you to, click my website and check out my top books, or whether it's to check out my free ebook, whatever I have in the future, there's going to be a call to action, not just for me, but for you all, so you can check out something and take action on what I've talked about. This way I'm not just spewing ideas at you guys. It's actually purposeful and meaningful, and some result can come about, because most people, they need to be led. People need to be led. So I'm going to lead you guys in only a positive direction throughout my journey here. So be aware of that and do it for yourself. Do it just in interaction with somebody. Call to action. Well, what are you going to do now? Or what are 3 steps you're going to take? Or I challenge you to begin this practice or habit of keeping track of your life through success tracking and journaling. Or I challenge you to start eating more probiotics. Something simple as that. Okay? Challenge you to test yoga. Anything really. You're going to have to do whatever your message is, whatever your core message of whatever you're talking about, throw a call to action there. Very simple. CTA. Okay? Next, Yahya Bakar. Before I go into him, Yahya Bakar had a great speech, but I want to hit almost every speaker. Gina had something to say that really hit home with me. She gave some great quotes, some great book recommendations. Just crushed it, really delivered some good stuff, and gave me some personal good advice. She talked about picturing your worst case scenario, really painting the picture of it. Elliot talked about leveraging how bad it could be and creating fire and brimstone, a hell of it, and leveraging it. But what I did is, I already did this, and I looked at my worst case scenario and asked yourself, are you okay with that? She did that, a couple others, Elliot did that, and I did that for me. And what it looks like is me leaving the mansion here in the Hollywood Hills, getting around, not the same quality of people, getting an average job, J-O-B, just over broke. Right, non-jobs, we don't do that. And getting an average job, working for a boss, living back home with my parents, and just being average, procrastinating. It's just like, it's not going to happen, but, what if I had to pay school back and I just couldn't seem to get income, and that, like, it had to happen? Would I be okay with it? I wouldn't be okay with it, but I could live with it. And we can even go worse, and I even went deeper into it, and I laid it out. So, what's it like for you? I challenge you to look at that worst case scenario and look at the best case scenario, look at the most likely case scenario, and start working towards each one. Start making a plan, start making accountabilities of people who can hold you accountable, of a structured plan. If you're a J in the ENFJ, or if you're in the personality typing, right, is that going to work for you? See that out and start laying that out. Start, like a cook does before he makes the meal. He has all the ingredients out and the preparation with the silverware and the tools he needs. Lay that out with your worst case scenario. And do it with your best case scenario too. I'm going to add that, your best case scenario. And get excited about it. Start taking action every single day towards it. Start getting those reasons and those whys behind it. Just going off on a tangent, because it's so exciting of how it worked in my life with many goals I got and I continue to get. So start doing that for yourself. And let me know how it goes, because I know it's just going to go great. That's how it's going to go. In fact, it's going to go so good that you're going to grow. You're going to glow. And you're going to just get into that flow where you're just crushing it. So that's the big one. All right. Yahya, what was it? He said so many things. His story was just, boom, it blew me away. I literally cried in tears during his story. So Yahya was really cool about that. It was captivating. I looked deeper into speakers. I looked like how they're speaking. I did that with all of them because I'm going to be an inspirational speaker and travel and do that. So that was empowering. The lesson I learned from him, from his top 10 rookie mistakes, was shiny object syndrome was one. I made an Instagram video on that. Check out my Instagram. I made a video of me digging the shovels, with a shovel and digging the sand. Can't dig holes deep enough. But the lesson I learned, though, was actually about deaf and blind. See, we're blind to our audience's desires because we're all caught up in our own ideas. So, which is good, you're focused, but also have some broadness in, what are they looking for? Is this idea, I'm originally holding to this idea, is it going to work? Well, open up and see. Open up your eyes, maybe put on a different perspective, and see how that serves you. The other one is deaf, not listening to our audience's desires. That's key. So he made up these 3 questions and he asked his audience. That's good. I may have a survey for my audience in the future. The other thing, the next lesson, I'm doing 6 or something I'm on, was him doing a speech. It was at the end of his speech. He talked about how he traveled and he spoke to a crowd and he said a word, wasn't even a curse word, and the principal got all upset and it really hurt his career, and people said some negative things about him and he was upset, and for him to open up and share that, I respect him so much. But his mentor asked him, yo, what's going on? And he said, man, all this stuff is happening. And he asked him, did you do your best? And Yaya said, I think it was like, how'd you do, Yaya? And he said, I did my best. And from there, he just had this sense of fulfillment. I saw it on stage. This air of confidence that, hey, I did my best, that's it. Because he said a quote that his mentor said that was, you're never as good as they say you are, and you're never as bad as they say you are. So that lesson right there is critical and crucial for me to understand, I think for all of us. Because if we can find that static equilibrium, balance, and equanimity in our own life, and be firm on our own foundation, like these houses in the Hollywood Hills here, the foundation is so strong. We have to build that in our life. Now, not getting swayed by the criticism and praise of others. If we can live and just do our best and do that 4th agreement of the 4 agreements, always do your best, you'll avoid that self-judgment, you'll avoid that self-denial, and you're not going to beat yourself up as much. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be super duper powerful. Okay? So that's a huge capital H-U-G-E lesson I learned from Yaya. So always I'm going to ask myself, did I do my best? And when you do that, there's this detached perspective that you're going to get in the fulfillment. You're just going to be able to keep going. You're not going to quit. That's going to really help you. So always do your best. And you know why now. What I just said, but there's thousands of reasons to do your best. That's a whole different video. The other lesson, the next lesson I want to talk about is another way that's going to level me up. It kind of ties into what I just said, but it's Brandon Carter. Okay, Brandon Carter was very helpful. We became good friends this weekend of the non-job, and I noticed him say this to someone Friday night. I noticed him say it to me, and then I noticed him say it again, and I think I heard him say it 4 times throughout the weekend, and it's just a standard that he lives by, and it was this. He just said it like someone said something about what other people think, or worried about the future, or worried about what other people think, and he said, quote, we don't care what people think around here. He just said it, boss, as anything I ever seen. And I take a note of it the first time in my head. Then when he said it to me, I really wrote it down. Then, he said it out one night late when we were after the party Saturday night. Then he said the question and answer again, and it was just, wow, he just really believes this. I mean, it's unacceptable for him to care what other, his mission is too big. He's too driven for any of that outside noise. He just cuts it off. So he's the standard of what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. So I got that lesson. Have that standard in your own life. Okay? What's acceptable and what's unacceptable? What standard of living are you going to live at? Where things are no longer going to be allowed. Like I really feel he doesn't care what other people think. He speaks the way he wants to speak, and this is empowering. So I kind of want to embody that even further and even deeper. And this is powerful. We don't care what people think around here. Simple as that. Okay. Next lesson, Dave Rule. Last year, I remember the Dave rule in the last video. The last year, 10 keys, 10 insights from non-job. I'll put that link right here. Top lessons I learned from last year. So, Dave Rule last year, I remember he said the no going back rule, where it's unacceptable to go back. So you hit a new level of money, of finances, you hit a new level of success, a new achievement, a new skill learned, a new place, a new job, anything. Really, you hit that next level, you can't go back. There's no way you can go back down here. So I learned that last year from him. This year I learned, he says, everything is figure outable. You can figure out everything today in this age. So for me, it's like all these technology phobias I have and all these things that I think are hard to do, I can figure out. I can research, I can look up a video, I can ask. I have this house here where, there's so many smart people, resourceful tools and people here that I can ask them. Everything's figure outable. There's no way I should have an excuse arise in my mind, and if there is, that it should conquer me, that I should succumb to it. So everything's figure outable. That belief is just going to serve and support you like it did with Dave and Gina and everybody else there, is to really embrace that belief system. Put that on. Put that pair of glasses on and look through that world, that everything's figure outable, that anything can be done. That's going to have you hit a home run with everything you start if you can finish it, because you're not going to be stopped by saying, I can't do that, right? So double down on that and figure things out. At least learn a little bit. Then you can delegate it if it's not a strength. You want to double down on your strength. But everything is figure outable. I got to say it again and again because it's going to help you win. Okay? So everything's figure outable. What else we got here? Externalize your inner drives. Luke said, okay? Externalize your inner drives. When you're in your head, you're dead. Action yields feedback, and feedback correction yields results. This is like a big quote he said, and that was a huge message for me. So I have all these inner ideas. You got to put them out there. If you're in your head, you're dead. Just take the action. Thinking doesn't matter. Just do it, and you're going to get feedback. Correct the feedback, then do it again. It's back to Matt's testing, tracking, targeting, and all that good stuff. You do that, success is inevitable if you just persist, right? That's where luck comes from, that persistence, preparation, resilience. Do these things and it's going to really, you're going to succeed with your non-job. So you do it as an accelerated, fast rate. One thing I haven't mentioned is accountability. Posting on the non-job site, like I'm doing with this video, posting, on your channel, sharing it, offering value. This is also on my YouTube. So taking action immediately, right? Courage. I'm using a new camera here. I'm just learning how to use this, and the lighting, the sound, the focus. It's all new to me. So I'm not the best at it, but I just do it. And once you just do it, you let go of a result, freedom from outcome. Bam. These inner ideas, I'm starting to display them. I get the feedback. I correct it. I'm getting results. And I'm out of my head. And I'm just rolling. I'm on fire. And the last lesson, this is a bonus one. Okay, I gave you 8 great ones. I maybe gave you 9. Can't really keep track. It's just Elliot Hulse spoke on stage with such presence, such power, such warmth. He came on the first day on the Grow Stronger experience, and he was silent. And the way he carried himself was very powerful. And I watched him evolve throughout his career. Showed a video of his first ever video, and it was amazing. And I know I have my journey, and I know you all have your journey of evolution and growth we have. So trust in that unfolding. And one thing that's going to make you stand out is one of the biggest lessons I learned from Elliot, what he said, was your personal narrative, right? Your stories, what you're going to say, how you deliver, how you know you're doing a good job. So we're gonna have people sharing your stories with you, saying, "Oh, Dougie, when you told me this story, it did this and this for me," and then they're gonna tell you their story back. These are little ways to check up and see how you're doing. Is your content shareable? Everybody's sharing, Strength Camp and Elliot Holst's videos. Is that the same for you? I'm working towards that. There's a lot of things within the personal narrative. Look back to your past and think of stories that support you and make it real detail-oriented. A lot of feedback of how you get from your audience. There's just a lot of great stuff I got from him. I'm going to take action on as much of it as I can. I wrote out a list of action steps, 38 action steps. I highlighted everything. I went through my notes and already implementing this stuff. I challenge you all to act on this stuff instantly. Plan, prepare, and take action. It doesn't have to be or. Make it both. Okay? Erupt like a volcano. Blast off like a rocket ship. Let's get going. After this video, I want you to write down what you're going to do and do it. Write down who you need help from. Get help from them. Write down where you need to go to get help. What videos, what skill you want to focus on, and just take that first step. Right? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, Lao Tzu says. Prepare for what's hard when it's easy, he also says. Okay? But really, we could bring Lao Tzu back from the grave. It doesn't matter. I have several mentors. It doesn't matter. It's me taking the action day to day. Me being my best and being as conscious as I can, moment to moment, constantly connecting to the divine within ourselves. So that's what it comes down to. That's what it boils down to. Stay hot. Build momentum. Build the momentum. Just keep going. So I hope this can elevate, escalate, levitate you, hit the next level. It's easier than you think. You have the resources there. Just once you get in that momentum and start crushing it, you're going to start really feeling a deeper sense of self-esteem and fulfillment. Know your why and get fulfilled by it. Treat yourself, give yourself positive feedback, and celebrate as often as you can on the wins. Know what you treasure and value most. Set the goals, take action now. Massive, radical action. That's my little motivational kick I'm on right now. But know that motivation is also discipline and commitment and all these other virtues like sensitivity and persistence and resourcefulness. And I'm very thankful for you all. Gratitude is another implement. So this is like a big painting I'm painting for you guys. You got my 8 great lessons. You got a bonus. You're getting this now. Offer as much value as you can. Go above and beyond in everything you do. And work playfully, passionately, persistently, intelligently, presently, passionately, and you're bound to be successful. I believe it 100%. Have faith, right? That trust in the unfolding of life. All right, guys? Stay fresh, stay blessed, stay strong. Enjoy your entire process up to your non-job mountain. And wherever you think you want to go, imagine taking it even here. You don't even know where that is yet. Taking it up there and you don't even know where that is yet. Right? It's going to only get better from here. Challenges will come. But remember that the obstacle is the way. And get out of your own way the best you can with your own habits. I'm here for you all. You got the non-jobs you got the non-job Facebook page. You got me here on YouTube. You have so many other awesome, inspirational, influential people from the non-job community. All right? Thank you to you all. Stay fresh, stay blessed, stay strong. Peace.